Hello students, in the last lecture, that means ninth lecture, in my ninth lecture I couldn't complete that video because of some technical disturbances. We are here that suppose x, y belongs to f, if x, y another pair is an element of a function. It is same as we write it as y is equal to f of x or x f y, right? Sorry, x f y, x f y, x f y, right? Generally we write y is equal to f of x. Here y is called the image of x through f, image of x through f, and x is called the pre-image of y, xy. If xy belongs to f, then y is called the image of x under f, and x is called the pre-image of y. Also, y is called for a particular value of x, for a particular value, you see, suppose xfy, xy belongs to f, y is called the image of x, x is called the pre-image of y. Let us take an example. Here x runs over the domain of f, and y runs over the codomain of f. Independently, it runs over independently. Y runs over the codomain of f depending on the value of x. That is why x is called independent variable, and y is called the dependent variable, Why? xy belongs to f, y is called the pre-image of x, x is called the pre-image of y. Okay? Here x stands for any element in the domain of the function. Y represents an element in the codomain whose value depends upon the value of x. Suppose you see, we'll take two sets. We'll take an example. Suppose let a is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And b is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 suppose. Let f be a function from a to b defined as f of x is equal to, defined as like this, f is equal to xy such that y is equal to 2x. Y is equal to 2x. You see, so it will be what? When x is equal to 1, y will be 2x, y will be 2. When x is equal to 2, y will be 4. X is equal to 3, y will be 6. X is equal to 4, y will be 8. You see, x is running over the domain. That is, we can give the values 1, 2, 3, 4. Means any value from the domain to x. But we will get the corresponding value of y. That means y is not free to take any value from the codomain. Y 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It cannot take all the values. Its value always depends upon the value of x here. When x is 1, y is 2. When x is 2, y is 4. When x is 3, it is 6. X is 4, it is 8. What about other? Say 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. You see, we cannot take these values. Y cannot take these values. Though y runs over the codomain, but it will take the value depending upon the value of x there. That is why here, though the values of x varies over domain and the values of y varies over the codomain, x is called independent variable, y is called dependent variable, right? xy belongs to f or y is equal to f of x. Same thing, here x is called independent variable, y is called dependent variable. Okay? Sometimes instead of writing the function in tabular form, this is in tabular form, this is in set builder form. This is in set builder. So we can write a function either in set builder form or tabular form. While we are writing a set in set builder form, while we are writing a function in set builder form, we write it like this: xy such that y is a function of x. xy f is equal to xy such that y is equal to some f of x. Here f of x is 2x, where somewhere f of x is equal to x square, f of x is equal to 2x plus 3, like this. So xy y x. Or simply, if we write y is equal to fx and you know the domain and codomain, then you can write it in tabular form. Now the question is whether we can write every function in set builder form and every function in tabular form or not. Of course no. Why? Let us take an example where we cannot write it in tabular form. Suppose let f is a function from R to R defined as fx is equal to 1 if x is rational, if x is rational, and minus 1 if x is irrational. You know what is rational number, what is irrational number? Okay, when x is rational, f of x is 1. When x is irrational, f of x is minus 1. You see, you cannot write it in tabular form. Why? Because the set of rationals, in the set of real numbers, the rational, between two rationals, there are infinite number of irrationals, you see. So, also, we cannot write it in proper order. Suppose 1 is a rational number. The next rational, who is the next rational? Suppose I say, suppose 1 is a rational, and say, you can say that 2 is a rational. Between them, there is another rational, that is 3 by 2. Between them, there is another rational. So, what is the next rational to 1? We cannot say. That is why it is not possible to write this function in tabular form, right? So, it can be written like this, or we can write it in set builder form. F is equal to xy such that y is equal to 1 if x is rational, x belongs to Q, and minus 1 if x does not belong to Q, right? It is the set builder form. We cannot write it in tabular form. Again, I will give you another example of a function where we can write it in tabular form, but we will be unable to write it in set builder form. Suppose another example. A is, say, 1, 2, 3, 4. B is equal to 8, 9, 100, minus 1, 5, like this. Say f is a function, it is 1, 9, 2, 9, 300, 4 minus 1. Is there any relation, an algebraic relation between x and y? No. So, here we cannot be written in set builder form. Cannot be written in set builder form. Okay. So, anyway, what we have read? Function. What is a function? What are the names? Then if xy is an element of f, then what does it mean? Y is the image of x is the pre-image of y under f, and x is called the independent variable, y is called the dependent variable. Why it is independent? Why that is dependent? You know. Then representation of a vector, of a function, representation of a function in two different ways. One is set builder form and another is tabular form. While we are writing it in set builder form, only fx is this, the formula can be written to express the function. Okay, so yes, this much. Now if f is a function, let us see. That means fx, y is equal to fx, y is the image of x, fx here, fx represents is the image of x, fx is the image of x, right? So let us test what is the image of a subset of the domain, right? Another concept, let f is a function from x to y. F is a function from x to y. Let a be a subset of x. X a is a subset of x. Then f of a. F of a means what? F of a. It is the set of images of x belongs to A. Of the elements of A. It is the set of images of the elements of A. Which f of A. Right? Now, it must be, say, it is B. B say. And clearly, it will be a subset of y. It is a subset of y. If f is a function from x to y, then f of a will be a subset of y. Because all the elements of A are in the domain, so its images will be in Y. Right? Because x belongs to A implies f of x belongs to y. X belongs to x, and this implies f of x must be in y. If x is an element of x, f of x is an element of y. Thus, this implies f of a. So, f of a is a subset of, because it is the set like this, f x, x belongs to a. So, f of a must be a subset of y. Okay, let it be B. Now the question arises, what is F inverse B? Now, F inverse B, it is the set of elements x belongs to A such that Fx belongs to B. The set of elements of A x whose images are the elements of B is called F inverse B. The set of elements of x belongs to x. X belongs to x such that fx belongs to P. Now, here you see, suppose diagrammatically, if we represent it is suppose x, it is suppose y, f is a function from this to this. Suppose A is a subset, A is this, and it is suppose B. Its image is this. Now, what is its pre-image? It is f of a, B, that is f of a. F of a, right? And you see f inverse B. F inverse B. It will be a superset of A. It will be a superset of A. Why? You see, suppose A is an element here, f of A is here. It is, suppose it is a point f of A. Now, it is in B. Its pre-image is A here in A. Here may be another element whose image is also this point f of A. That is, it is same as f of A, f of B. They are equal. So, it will be in f inverse B. So, which is not here. So, it is a subset of f inverse B. Let us take an example so that you will be clear. Suppose let x is equal to A, B, C, D, E. Y is equal to say P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, etc. Let F is AP, BS, CP, DU, S, and ES. Yes? Let A is equal to A, B, D. A, B, D. This is A. This is A. Then, what is f of A? F of A according to our definition. According to our definition, f of A is equal to f of A, f of B, f of D. Okay? F of A, f of B, f of D. So that is what is f of A? Yes, f of A is P. It is P. Then f of B, B is S. Yes, S. Then f of D, it is E. And this is our B. This is our B. Now, if inverse of B, if inverse of B, it is x belongs to x such that fx belongs to B. Right? So let us see what are these. Here elements of x are A, B, C, D, E. Which elements are pre-images of the element? Yes, B is P, S, E. You see here A, P is there, C, P is also there. So both A and C are eligible to be here because A is an element of x, C is an element of x, f of A is P, and f of C is also P, which is in B. Okay, so it is A, C. Sorry, A, C. Then B. Yes, what are the S. What are the elements? B, S, E, S. So B, U will be there. U, only D. So it is D. Okay, that is equal to A, B, C, D, E. Right? So A, B, C, D, that is completely X. You see, it is X. So F inverse B, yes, A is a, now you see, A is a subset of F inverse B. What are the elements of A? A, B, D. But here A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. So A is always a subset of F inverse B if F of A is equal to B. Okay. So now, what is the range? You know, in case of relation. In case of relation, what is the domain, what is the range, what is the codomain? Similarly, let f be a function from x to y. Here x is the domain of f and y is the codomain of F. And what is range? Range of F. That is written like this, RMG, you know, or RF. Range of F. This is nothing but simply I can write Fx. You know what is f of a? So Fx is the range. That is range of f is Fx such that x belongs to x. Okay? This is about domain, range, codomain. Right? So it must be a subset of the codomain. It is a subset of codomain of, right? This is all about your function, its definition, its representation, its elements, the relation between the image and pre-image, and what is its domain, range, codomain, etc. Okay? Now we will read some special types of relations. You see, you have read function from any set to another set. One set to another set. Suppose if real valued function, there is a term real valued function. What do you mean by real valued function? Real valued function. Real valued function is a function whose domain is any set, maybe any set, but its codomain is a subset of the set of real numbers. Yes, it is a function whose codomain is a subset of the set of real numbers. The subset of the set of real numbers is called real valued function. Understand? Yes. You have plenty of examples of real valued function. Suppose let x be the set of students of your class. Students of your class. X be the students of your class. X be the set of students of your class. Let f be a function from x to r defined as fx is equal to height of the student x in centimeter. Right? Then you see x is a student. He is not a real number. X is a student, and height, his or her height will be a real number, 3 feet 4 inch or 3 feet, etc. This is an example of a real valued function. Similarly, if you will go to market to purchase commodities, then the values of commodities. Suppose you are going to um, by pen, pencil, rubber, etc. So you have a set of commodities and you want to purchase. So each commodity has a price. Yes, it has a price. A pen, it has a price of rupees 10. Pencil, price of rupees 2 or 3. Rubber, eraser, it has a price of rupees 5, say. Okay, you will get different prices. That means you are assigning a real value to each of your commodities. In this way, you can get thousands of real valued functions which we come across in our day-to-day life. Okay, so let us stop here. You go through the definition of function, different concepts, that is domain, codomain, range, image, pre-image, variable, dependent variable, independent variable, and the what about image of a subset of the domain and the set of pre-images of a subset of the codomain, etc. You go through this and we will next time start a real function. A real function. What do you mean by a real function? And we will give different real functions.